Hey, what's revvin', folks? I'm Keenan with Optimum Performance Motorsports here in Portland, Oregon once again. This time, I'm going to be walking through what makes the Tuonos such an amazing street bike as well as an awesome motorcycle to take to any racetrack. Sitting beside me is the Tuono V4 1100 and the Tuono 660. Now, whichever one you end up choosing, it is going to have the same frame as what is on their RS counterparts. So the Tuono V4 does get the same frame as the RS V4. It is missing a couple features like the adjustable swing arm pivot height and adjustable steering head geometry. Other than that, the frame is going to be the same between the Tuono and the RS V4. Very similar thing going on with the Tuono 660. It does actually have the same exact frame as the RS 660. What makes the Tuonos a little bit different than their RS counterparts is they're going to be what a lot of people refer to as a naked style motorcycle. So there's going to be a lot less fairings to them. It's not going to provide as much wind protection, which for a street motorcycle is actually a really nice thing because it allows you to feel the wind and the environment that you're rushing through. It really lets you become part of the experience as opposed to being on a more track-oriented motorcycle where it has a lot of wind protection to get a bubble around the rider. You're not going to feel as much of the wind. You're going to have to go faster to get the same feeling of speed. So when they made their street bike versions of it, they decided to make the sensation of speed a lot greater on these two bikes, so you really feel like you're moving, you really feel like you're part of the experience. The Tuono V4 does also come in a base version. Big difference on that is instead of getting this RS V4 inspired tail section, it's actually going to have a much bigger sport touring style tail section that's going to be more comfortable for a passenger. The passenger seat on that is much bigger and more plush than the seat that can pop on top of here, as well as allowing you the use of Aprilia's own OEM saddlebags made specifically for the Tuono V4 1100 base edition. Since a lot of people, myself included, love taking these on massive road trips all across the United States and really whatever country you're in to find those amazing canyon roads that this motorcycle really wants to eat up. Very similar style saddlebags on the Tuono 660. On the Tuono 660, they are symmetrical left and right, so you get about the same amount of storage on the left and right side. On the Tuono V4, because of the exhaust coming up, the bag on the right is a little bit smaller. The other major difference between the Tuonos versus the RS V4 motorcycles is going to be the rider ergonomics. As you can see right away when you look at them, they're going to have a one-piece handlebar on top of the triple trees. That is going to help you have a bit more of a relaxed riding position. A little more neutral, sitting straight up and down. You can get aggressive with your riding body position, but it's going to be relaxed enough to where when you are back on the roads, on the freeways, it's going to be nice and comfortable for putting on 200, 400 miles in a day. One big similarity that the Tuono V4 has to the RS V4 counterparts is its APRC electronic suite. It's actually going to be exactly the same that you get on the RS V4, so it's going to have lean angle sensitive traction control, ABS, there's going to be wheelie control, rear wheel lift mitigation. There's also multiple rider modes, multiple engine maps and engine braking maps that you can set this bike up to get it handling exactly how you want to. And on the factory edition of the Tuono V4, you also get electronic suspension, the same electronic Öhlins that is found on the RS V4 factory, so you can just go through the menus on the dash and set your damping settings as well as your preload settings exactly how you want, or you can set it in automatic modes where it's gonna adjust itself on the fly to exactly how much brake or throttle you're doing, how far it's leaned over, and what it's sensing off of the road. So it's gonna end up adapting itself to be the best riding experience. The Tuono 660, on the other hand, has a very similar APRC package. However, versus the RS 660, this does not have the 6-axis IMU. So it still has ABS, traction control, but it's not going to be lean sensitive. It doesn't have that added functionality of sensing when it's over on the side of the tire and adjusting ABS and traction control accordingly. However, that is something you can get on the Tuono 660 factory edition. That then has the 6-axis IMU, but if you want to save a little bit of money, just have something that's going to be an amazing street bike, the Tuono 660 is an amazing option, especially if you're going to be riding around towns and cities. The 660 is a really good power plant to do that on. because it's not too crazy powerful, putting out about 100 horsepower, and it's re-geared versus the RS660, so it's made for a little more acceleration just to be more playful on the street. Whereas the Tuono V4 is really gonna feel at home on freeways or back roads, canyon roads, something where you can really stretch the legs a lot more. One of the reasons why the Tuono 660s, in my opinion, is one of the best all-around bikes, because it has enough power to have a ton of fun out on canyon roads, on the racetrack, and then when you are bopping through the city, it's gonna be nice and playful through that. You're not gonna have to manage 175 horsepower. Being that the Tuonos make almost as much power and are just about as fast as their RS counterparts, Aprilia has kept premium Brembo calipers on each of these motorcycles. On the Tuono 660, you actually get the same exact calipers that are on the RS 660. For the Tuono V4, you still get some super high-end Brembo monoblock calipers. These are the M50s. The RSV4s do get Stylema calipers. So if you're looking for a motorcycle that is gonna be one of the best performing bikes, one of the most fun experiences you can have on public roads, the Tuonos, in my opinion, are about the best motorcycles out there for it, especially the Tuono 660, being that it is very approachable for newer riders. I would almost say even beginner riders would be able to start on the Tuono 660 because of its different rider modes and its APRC suite that is going to help you focus on just having fun and riding. When you do decide to take one of them out to a track day, they're going to have the performance so you can have a ton of fun and you can really build on your skill set. For the remainder of March, I have an amazing deal on all in-stock Tuono V4 1100s, so you can stop in or give me a call at 971-865-0054 and see exactly how much you can save on one of these amazing Italian machines. I also have one Tuono 660 left in stock, so if you're looking for an amazing middleweight sport bike, hurry on in. I only have this one Tuono 660 left, and as always, ride safe.